Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be playing the Sega Genesis using a 6-button controller. And previously we played Wiz and Liz, but today we're going to be playing Super Hang-On. And Super Hang-On is very, very similar to Outrun, in which you race. If you choose the arcade mode, you can race, and it goes from one environment to the next, which is something that's pretty cool. Let me see if I can get this open. It's complete with the manual, the cartridge. The box art is very nice. Instead of using like hand-drawn artwork, it has an actual photo of a motorcyclist. I don't know if that's a real guy or not. Well, it's a real guy. What I don't know if it's a real racer or if it's a certain, you know what I mean. And of course, we're going to be playing this on the high definition Model 1 Sega Genesis. Okay, so here's the gameplay. We're going to be playing Super Hang-On for the Sega Genesis. Here's the title screen. As you can see, the title screen is colorful. Now that we go into the arcade mode, there's 4 different options for us to select. You have a senior, expert, junior mode. And before you go into the race, you can select what kind of music you want. Very much like Outrun. Now we begin the race. And as you can see on top where it says course stage, there's like a little start. There's like a bar that tells you how far advanced you are through the race. And where you see, it's like a ruler almost, and every inch where there's indentation marks, that's where the checkpoints are. And after you get past 2 checkpoints, that's when the transition happens, where the stage changes to a different environment, which is pretty cool. And it's very, very much like Outrun, which is what I like. Now, as far as the gameplay goes, the gameplay is very nice. The mechanics are surprisingly very smooth when you turn the corners. The only thing is, it gets hard, especially if you have a sharp turn. I'm not the greatest when it comes to playing this game, so you'll see me crash a few times. And I'm pretty sure someone is going to write a comment saying that I'm a noob at playing this game, and hey, I never really played this game that much back in the day, because I grew up having a Nintendo from the 80s till 1998, and then I got a PlayStation. That was when I was younger. Then once, I began to work and I started collecting video games. And here we go with the environment changing. As you can see, it's a pretty cool technique that the Sega Genesis has. Just want to mention that one of my favorite racing games of all time is Knight Rider on the Nintendo Entertainment System. I'm a real big fan of that game, so I probably, sooner than later, you're going to see me playing that game. But this game is not bad, except I'm not that good at it, as you can see. It's going to take a little practice for me to get used to it. But I can tell you that way the game feels when you're turning the corners and when you're playing the game, it plays really, really well. And you can play this on the 3-button controller or the 6-button controller. The 3-button controller is probably better because I'm using the 6-button. I don't know if there's actually a difference, but it might play a little bit better on the 3-button controller. As you can see, right before I hit the 4th checkpoint, I got a game over because the time ran out. Now the scoreboard is appearing on the screen, and I believe I'm at the bottom. Or I'm at the top, surprisingly. So now you have to enter your name. As you can see, this game was made in 1989, and for 1989, this game must blew people's minds back in the day because of how it was a good game, a good racing game. I mean, they have an arcade version that's probably better. I remember playing it a few times where you had to actually sit on like this makeshift motorcycle and it rocks back and forth. And as you can see, each area that you select has different looking environments. Like the atmosphere in this game is very, very amazing because Sega did a really good job when it came to the graphics. Like you can actually sense that you're in the location that they're trying to pretty much make it out to be. Like right now, I believe I'm in Africa or Asia. I'm in Asia right now, so the background, the grass, the trees, the sky. Another thing that's funny about this game is this is probably one of the first games that has in-game advertisement, because later on you'll see somehow Sega got away with advertising Marlboro cigarettes. I believe it's on the American track, or North America. Like on the side of the road where you see, I can't make out what those signs say, but there is a Marlboro cigarette advertisement on the North American track, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool if you smoke cigarettes, but I don't smoke cigarettes. But anyways, so it's pretty cool for back in the day because there's no way in hell that they would get away with that now. So I guess back then they didn't really care what they advertised as long as they get the money for the advertisement. That's all that matters. And once again, I got a game over because I'm not that good at this game, but if you are good at the game, you'll be able to probably go right through the whole game. This is a different mode where you can actually change the parts on your motorcycle, and there's no time limit. There's like a lap time instead. So instead of counting down, it counts upwards. Yeah, as you can see on top, instead of driving through a whole bunch of different environments, you have to drive through only one environment at a time. So you're going through basically 2 laps. I wouldn't call them laps, more like checkpoints. 2 checkpoints until you get to the goal. So if you're no good at the arcade portion of the game, you might be okay at this portion of the game. Once you get stuck on the side of the road, driving in the sand or the dirt, it's not easy getting back on the road, I can tell you that much. So you have to do the best you can to actually stay on the road. And when you're turning, it's depending on what turn you take, because sometimes it's sharper than the others, but it's not easy staying on the road. Like if you're turning left, try to stay all the way on the left side of the road, because if you're on the far right, you're going to slip off the road. And as you can see, I just hit a tree. I know the tree didn't deserve that, but hey. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the gameplay video, and hopefully I will be bringing more to you soon. And just in case you guys are wondering what I'm recording with, I'm using something called Dazzle USB attachment, where you can hook up all your gaming devices and stuff. So if you want to do your own videos, that would be the thing that you want to look for. Something called Dazzle. And I'm pretty much going to be doing a lot of Sega Genesis games at first, but in the future I'm going to be doing Sega Saturn, Sega Dreamcast, Super Nintendo, PlayStation 1. I have a whole bunch of games. And gradually I'm going to be doing more and more and more until I have a whole bunch of stuff that you guys can watch. So you guys have a good day. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave your comment below, rate the video. If you have a request, if I have the game, I'm not going to use emulators, I'm going to use the real stuff. So if I have the game, I'll record it.